Hi Stampers, it's Elizabeth from StampScrapandMore.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Canada. I'm going to try this again because my power just went out and came back on again. It's been that kind of day. That's why the hair looks like it does, because I was out at noon shoveling, and then I was out again after work shoveling. Thankfully, my neighbors across the street bought a new snowblower and they wanted to play. So I did the old damsel in distress kind of move on them, and they came over and helped me out. So I can see a condo in my future. I hate shoveling the snow. I hate cutting the grass. I do love stamping though, so let's get started. So why am I really here? I am here because we are going to do a tutorial using the Friendly Hello stamp set and the Designer Series paper. This is a level 2 Sale-a-Bration item. So in Canada, for $120 spent before shipping and handling, you can pick either 2 level 1 items, or you can pick this level 2 item, which is the stamp set and the Designer Series paper. Also, if you want to shop, you've got a benefit, but if you want to join, there's a benefit. You can join the Maple Leaf Stampers for $135, and you get to select $165 in product plus 2 stamp sets. So that's a great deal. So if you want more information on the joining, please contact me at info@StampScrapandMore.com, or right there on over there, right there on the HTTPS, you can copy and paste that into a browser, and it will take you to my Stampin' Up! Page with the Join Now information. All right, so let's get started and let's do a tutorial. So this is the stamp set. I am going to post somewhere up here a previous video that I had done using this same stamp set, so hopefully it will inspire you a little bit more. We've got Hello Friend, we've got Hope You Have the Best Birthday, You Have My Love and Support, we've got some flowers, we've got the bird, and we've got some leaves and some splatter. The Designer Series paper, folks, I have to show you a picture because I've chopped most of it up. So this is the Designer Series paper, and the colors in the Designer Series paper are Basic Black, Fresh Freesia, Granny Apple Green, Petal Pink, Pool Party, and Shaded Spruce. And we're going to be using this pretty purple one here and this pretty purple one there. So that's the paper we are going to be using today. And this is the card we're going to be making. I think this was a swap card. I can't remember. I've made so many using this stamp set. I'm lost track of what was swaps and what were just for tutorials. So this is the stamp set we're going to be using, and you'll see I did my favorite thing here of breaking the stamp set, the sentiment, into 2 stamps. So we've got Hope You Have and then the Best Birthday, and then on the inside we've got some flowers, and we're going to be using the Tasteful Label dies, of course, which I use all the time. But then really hard to see down this side here, I used the Time Worn Type 3D embossing folder. It's really hard to see, but it just adds that little bit of texture on the card, and I really, really liked it. So, and then there's the inside. You might see it better on the inside, just down here. So get your pen and paper, and let's get started. So you need a piece of basic black cardstock that is 5.5 by 8.5, and it is scored at 4 1/4. And I've already done the Time Worn Type 3D embossing folder down this side here. So all I did was I took the embossing folder and I put it in just like that. I'm just winging it 1.5 inches maybe, and then I ran it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine like that. When I put it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, I put the plate only to this edge like that, and that way when I ran it through, I'm not going to get a real heavy mark right here. If I had have done it like this, I would have gotten a really heavy mark. So I'm just putting it to there and stopping it at the machine here. When I roll it through, I'm going to stop it. So that's just a bit of a tip. I would do it for you now, but it shakes the table and it's really big for the for my overhead camera. Okay, so that's the basic black. We also need a piece of basic black that is 4 3/4 by 2.5. we need a piece of basic white. This is for the inside, and it's 5 1/4 by 4. There is my Tasteful Label die. You know I can't do anything without that. And then here is the Designer Series paper. And so this is the pretty Fresh Freesia with the floral pattern on it. And it is 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. And this is the other Fresh Freesia. And it is 4 1/2 by 2 1/4. And then you just need a couple of strips that are cut off when you mat the basic white. Okay, so let me, and we're going to need the black memento ink, and we're going to need Stamped and Blends that are in Pool Party Light and Dark, Daffodil Delight Light and Dark, and the Old Olive Light and Dark. And I'm also going to be using some rhinestones, just like here. So you'll need the basic black. And I also forgot to bring out my soft seafoam, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with my soft seafoam. So I'm going to, while I'm here, this is the inside, I'm going to put the flower on the block, and I'm just going to randomly put a couple of stamps of the floral here. And let's just put one there like that. And one like that. And while we're at it, I'm also, oh my gosh, Elizabeth, you are like, I'm so bad with ink. So I'm going to just put that aside, and I'm going to bring out this envelope here, and you're just going to stamp down here in the corner. I am so terrible with black ink. It's not even funny. I'm basket case. And now, so I've stamped that, and now I'm going to take the Tasteful Label dies, and I'm going to try and do this without getting ink on it. And I have the bird, and I'm going to ink up the bird. Make sure you got it really nice and inked up, and I'm just going to stamp the bird like that. Now this is a photopolymer stamp set, and you know, we always recommend that when you're using photopolymer to put a paper piercing mat underneath to give you some give. I have a cork under my blotter here, so it gives me a little bit of give. So that's why I don't have the paper piercing mat under my desk, under my stamp. I'm going to put this back, and now I need the Hope You Have the Best Birthday. There, that's that one. I'm going to get a smaller stamp for this one. Okay, so I've done this before, and we're going to do this again. Post-it notes are your friend. And we're going to try and do this without mucking it up, folks. So I'm going to put Post-it note on the bottom half here. Kind of get your nail in there so that it's not going to come off. Hope you have the best birthday. Yep. Now the trick to this, there's 2 tricks to this. Take this off, throw it in the garbage, because if you don't, and if you're like me, it'll end up all over the place. But you know, if you're braver than I am, you can hold on to it and use it for the next, because we have to do this again. I'm just going to clean my stamp. So now I'm going to clean my stamp, and I'm also going to dry it. So I'm cleaning it off here, and then I'm just going to use my grid paper here to dry it, because I don't want any shadowing on here when I do the next part. So now I'm going to cover up the top part of the sentiment. You can also use your Stamparatus for this, but I'm being lazy. And I'm gonna ink up Best Birthday, throw that in the garbage, and Best Birthday. There we go. Okay, now we can put this all away, and I'm actually gonna wipe this off just before I'll put it back there so I'm not wearing it. Oh, and I forgot to get the adhesive out. Oh, silly girl. Okay. And now we're just going to start building our card. So this piece of fresh freesia is going to get mounted onto here, like this. I hope you guys have, if you're in the Ontario area, Quebec, even I think our friends in Buffalo have had a really hard time. I think even way down to Virginia, it's been cold, but they had to close our highways. Some of the highways today, they had to close them, like major highways, because there were so many cars stuck on the highway that even like the snowplows couldn't get through. But you will probably all know that. Okay, so now I'm not matting this. I'm just going to put it on top of here like that, and it's going to go over a little bit on that side, and that's okay. You'll see how quickly this card comes together. And like that. And now I am actually going to put this flush on here, and I'm going to make sure it's kind of like even. I just realized that, let me turn up. I don't know if that's brighter for you guys. I realized that when my power went out that my computer came back on, it didn't bring the brightness all the way up. So I'm really sorry if it was dark. Okay, and I'm just going to layer that on here. Like I said before, I sail this all the time. I'm an eyeballer, and so I'm just putting it down. Okay. Oh, while I've got the adhesive out, I am going to adhere this to the inside of the card. I love this stamp. I love the stamp set. The sentiments, I like it when you can split sentiments up. And look what I did, guys. I did it again. I mucked this up. I won't notice. No one will notice. Okay, and now I'm going to color this. And I'm going to start with the Old Olive. I think this one I did, might have been just Jade. Not sure. I'm just going to color in the veins on the leaves. Like that. And now I'm going to take the dark Pool Party, I had to think, and I'm going to color in some of the bird's feathers on the top of his head. Now I'm going to take the light Pool Party, and I'm going to blend all that in. I need a new light Pool Party. I actually think I have one. And I'm just going to blend that all in. And if you wanted to, you know, we have the color lifter. I'll bring that out. Let me get the color lifter. There we go. And I'm just going to lift some of the color from his belly and blend everything in a little bit more. Okay, and now I'm going to do the flowers, and I'm going to take the bullet end and I'm going to highlight sort of the folds in the petals, like that. And now I'm going to take the light Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to blend everything in a little bit. Like this. Okay, and now I asked you to bring out the not soft suede, the soft sea foam. And what I'm going to do with the soft sea foam, I'm going to outline the whole image. I think I've shown this before, but if you haven't seen it before, I'm going to just go show you. It's the light soft sea foam. And I'm just outlining the image on the outside of the black line. And what it does, I think, it grounds it just a little bit. I was hoping that the smoky slate, light smoky slate would have been perfect for this, doing this, but it's a little dark. I think it's a little dark to do this. And I'll bring it up to the camera and I'll show you guys when I'm done, but it just sort of puts a shadow to the image and I think grounds it just a little bit. And like that. So you'll see, and you can hardly even tell, but trust me, it's there. And now we're going to pop this up like that. I need dimensionals. If you are a customer of mine, you know that I do something, a couple of things on Facebook, one being the Global Share Fair, which one was a couple weekends ago. But coming up February 4th is Woohoo Weekend. So if you are a customer of mine and you want to be invited to Woohoo Weekend, please let me know. It's a free event. And just let me know and I will I'll send you the invite, but I've got to send you the invite and you have to accept it and to be added to the group. All right, so now we're going to just freehand and cut these. You can use the banner, the triple banner punch. I think that's what it's called. And just going to cut these down. And I'm going to pop those up. I'm going to put one to the left on this side, and then this one I'm going to put it to the right. There we go. And what am I going to say? I'm going to say put a dimensional in the middle so you don't have a sticky, saggy bottom. I know my mini dimensionals are in my bin somewhere. I've got to get them out. I should have used the mini dimensionals here, but I gotta dig them out. I'm cutting this down just a little bit more. And then the last thing we're going to do to finish this, oh no, two things actually. We are going to take some rhinestones, basic rhinestones, and we are going to color them in the black Stampin' Blends. And I've said this before, and I'll show you this. So if you've got your Stampin' Blends and they're getting old and you need to get new ones, don't throw these away. Because I think when you do this type of thing, I think it's hard on the nibs. So I just use this to color, to do the coloring for it. So I don't use those for coloring. Oops, went flying. I don't use them for coloring on cardstock. And oh look, I think I put it up too high this time, but that's okay. Each card is different. I'll show you what I mean. See how this one, I put everything up a little higher, but that's okay. And then the last thing we're going to do is I'm going to take my fine tip glue and I'm just going to, oh, I forgot to color the inside of the flowers. And I could have used the pumpkin pie to color to give a little bit of extra color, but I'm just using the dark Daffodil Delight. And now I'm going to take the fine tip glue and I'm going to, all of the lines on the flower, I'm just going to do a dab of, or outline the flower with the fine tip glue on all those dabs. Or all those lines, I should say. I'm going to little dab will do you. And it just adds a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of extra detail to the card. And I'll bring it up to share with you. So that is the card, and you can hardly even see the fine tip glue, but I promise you it's there. To me, it's all that little extra detail. So there it is. That is the Hope You Have the Best Birthday, featuring the Friendly Hello stamp set. And so this is one stamp set, and we've split it into two. I think the other card I did Hello Friend, and I split it into two using the StampApparatus. I think that's if I didn't do that tutorial yet, it's coming, but I think that's the other tutorial I did. So I love splitting one stamp into two. This time for this one I used the StampApparatus only because it's a really large font and I wanted a really crisp, beautiful image. All right. That is it. That's today's tutorial. I hope you have a great evening, and check back again next week where we will be playing with, maybe we're going to be doing Driving By. That's another free item for Sale-a-Bration. That's a level 1. All right, take care, have a good one, and happy stamping.